Bro, are you kidding? Who's more stoked, you or Pops? Who's more stoked? Or your girl? Or your, oh, you're more stoked?
It's me.
How about your girl? Was your girl stoked?
Oh, she's stoked.
I heard her yelling in the press box. Okay.
She's stoked.
Okay, so we picked the outside gate. Beautiful decision,
Absolutely.
right? I mean, you talked about it multiple times. We're risking it for the biscuit.
Yep.
Smart decision. When you came out first, were you like, oh shit, that actually worked? Or like, what was the thoughts? Were you thinking that could work, or were you just like, eh?
Honestly, I thought it was gonna work, and I came out around like 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also didn't really realize what was going down in the first corner with that pile up too. So honestly, that helped me as well.
Yeah.
But everyone's been bottling up towards the inside, and because it's hard when it's that muddy, you don't really know when to brake going into the first corner.
Right.
So you don't know how much traction you got. So around the outside, I just
we're going this way, I think.
Yeah, we were risking it for the biscuit. Sometimes you gotta take those risks, and sometimes they work.
Okay. Big question. I think the biggest story of the night. Dude, you're in the championship, right? We're 8 points down. Okay, so Tom Bial, front brake locks up. Dayton Briggs gets out front. You obviously seen the opportunity to win, right? Seth Hamaker goes flying. RJ goes down. All of a sudden, you're in the championship. Does the mentality change? Do we have a new level of motivation? What's going on through your head?
Oh, it's a new level of motivation right now. I already had the gears switched to outdoors, and I was getting ready for that. But yeah, now we gotta backtrack and get back to Supercross. It's an opportunity right now that I'm gonna see myself through, and I can't give up on it. So yeah, it's definitely a new level of motivation, and yeah, I'm excited for the challenge.
Love it. So much confidence coming into Philly. We got another mud race coming up. Chance HYMAS, Team HRC. Sir. Straight from Idaho, right?
Exactly.
Let's go, baby. Track talkers. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Okay, San Francisco or Boston?
You're out, right? They're gone.
I feel like San Fran was a little more watery.
Yeah, like wet.
A little easier. This wasn't terrible like in the heat race.
Yeah.
But like by the time I was out there for the LCQ in the main, it kind of quit raining.
Yep.
And dude, it got thick. I feel like there's more clay in this dirt than San Fran.
Way more.
Or San Fran's just more like a hard pack, like West Coast dirt. This has more like that gumbo sticky clay.
Yeah.
So once it quit raining and it started to kind of dry, it wasn't as watery mud.
Yeah.
It was like thick, dude, like so sticky and thick.
So
this was probably tougher. They're close, but this was probably a
little bit tougher.
Yeah.
And I think it got tougher in the main, right?
Yes.
Like the heat was maybe still San Fran?
It was still watery, yes, kind of like that. LCQ got a little worse, and then the main was even worse. Yeah.
Okay, we got to talk about it, Chizmaster. Bro, the LCQ, bro. Are you just like, is that just your specialty or what, dude?
I mean, I wish it wasn't, but
like dude, how do you just magically do it? Like if I had $1 million to bet and I knew if I got the bet right, I would win, I would put it on Chiz making it out of the LCQ.
I mean, honestly, in the mud like tonight, it's hard. Like you gotta get a little lucky, a little bit, whatever. But
dude, but you
I knew get the start, and I did. It is easy. So,
bro, start of a lifetime.
Yeah, I ripped it. I focused.
I ripped it. Yeah, I ripped it.
I said, this is the whole race from here to the first turn. If I got that, I'll be good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like always, like when I'm under pressure, I kind of thrive under the pressure.
Yeah.
If I got to make it happen, I'm pretty good about making it happen. So, sometimes when I don't have that little bit of pressure, maybe I not focus, but like I don't know. I feel like I always thrive when I have that pressure.
Yeah, extra added pressure makes you perform.
I like it. Yeah. So I think I put a lot of pressure on myself just in general. Like any team, my dad, anybody, like I put a lot of pressure on myself just in general. So I think when it comes down to that, it's like super like gotta put pressure on myself.
Yeah.
So I thrive when it's like that. Yeah.
Okay, so take us through the main event. Take us through the place on the night.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I had just some weird stuff. My clutch ended up going out, right? So I didn't get to finish the main.
Yep.
And the heat race had the same thing. So I shouldn't have been in the LCQ.
Yeah.
And then I had that issue with my clutch.
Yep.
Last chance it was okay, but it's obviously a pretty short race, so I have issues.
Yeah.
Don't know. We replaced as much stuff as we could. We obviously trying to get the bike clean and replace parts. But it got super hot in the heat race when that happened.
Yes.
Like I said, we changed some stuff, got it through the LCQ, and then again didn't have a lot of time for the main, and got about halfway through, and clutch just went out again. So just a weird thing. I'm not hard on clutches.
Yeah.
We literally, just for people that maybe don't know, we do like motor rotations like every 3 races or so, right?
Yeah.
We start with like a new clutch, and like I go all 3 races on the same clutch. Like, we don't change it.
Yeah, never even touched it. Yeah,
there's guys that put a new clutch in their bike every time,
yes.
or at least twice a day, like daytime and the night show.
Yeah.
We don't put a new clutch in my bike ever. And like practice motors, we go 15, 20 hours, and I don't ever put a clutch in my bike, and they're still fine.
Yeah.
So I'm not hard. It's just a weird thing. So we'll look into it, obviously, and probably a freak thing, just a little bit of a bummer, because I like the mud. I usually do pretty good in it, you know, when I finish. So a little bummer.
Yeah, look at the LCQ.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bummer, but it's racing. Stuff happens, and I'm healthy. So
okay, the big question I wanted to ask for you, Chiz, is like, okay, so obviously it's retirement year for you.
Yeah.
Right. Next year, I don't see you fully retiring, but next year you'll probably race a couple.
We'll see.
How much does this make you like, yeah, it's time to retire, or is this one of those ones where you see it as more of an opportunity? Like for me, when I was watching, I'm like, damn, I'm glad I ain't out there.
So, a little bit of both. Like, I'm like, it'd be nice to just be up in the press box, warm, freezing my butt off, because that's it. For people that aren't here, they're gonna see it's raining. Yeah. They're not gonna know it's like freaking 39 degrees. It's freezing.
Oh, you gotta tell them about your little rubber glove trick.
The rubber gloves. We'll get there in a minute. So it'll be both. Like, it'll be nice to like, oh, I don't have to hit those whoops. I don't gotta go try to jump that double in the mud. But when you're in it, I love it. Like, I like that. That's what I'm gonna miss too, right? Yeah. So it's both. It's double-edged sword. Like, a little bit, it goes both ways. So but rubber gloves. So most people know, you know, run the rubber glove like under your normal glove. Keep your hands warm. But they sweat, right? Like, they always sweat. So your hands are like sliding inside the glove, right? So I'm sure other people do this, but
no, this is a Chiz invention.
Yeah, so I'll take the glove, if this is the rubber glove, right, my hand, and I cut it like, say, you know, right around, like, so not each finger, but like cut it around there, right? Yes. And then I cut the thumb like around there. Yes. That way I take the rubber glove then, and I slide my fingers on it like that. Yep. I slide my thumb in. Yep. So now my palm and like my hand don't have any rubber glove. Okay. And then put my glove on, and it holds it in place. Boom. Then my fingers are warm, because my hand doesn't get really cold, but it's more fingers, right? Yes. So fingers stay warm, thumbs warm, but you can still feel the bar good, and you don't get the sweat and the sliding and all that crap.
So yeah, we didn't mention this, but Chiz, what's your website?
I don't even think I have it going right now.
Oh, okay. So what's your, like, where do we go to get merch at?
Well, I have new shit coming. New stuff coming.
Okay, what's the new stuff?
It's gonna be, just go on my Instagram, I'll post it. Okay. It's Kyle Chis 11 is what it'll be.
So what we're doing is we're selling these gloves that we just talked about on Kyle Chis 11.
Let's do it.
So we're selling them. If anybody wants to buy this, we've patented it, right?
That's right.
We've patented it. Right. Okay, so go to Kyle Chis 11. We'll get you hooked up with the Moto Heat gloves. Yep.
We'll get it going.
They will send us a DM. You're just getting in production.
That's right.
We talked about it.
Yep.
Okay, best and worst part of the night, like track wise, like you were having fun on this section.
Best was my start in the LCQ.
So that's a highlight.
I got out of the gate and I was like, oh yeah, it felt so good. In the mud, a whole shot, there's nothing better.
Okay, did we go roll-offs or tear-offs?
I went tear-offs all day. Tear-offs all day. It wasn't raining super hard when we were on the track most of the day. Yeah. The few times that we're out there. I'm a tear-off guy though. I don't prefer, I'll run roll-offs if it's like downpouring or there's a lot of water on the track. Yeah. But it was mostly just muddy and it wasn't raining super hard. Yeah. So I'm a tear-off guy all day. But yeah, highlight the whole shot. Definitely the bummer was not finishing the main. So
no, don't give us that. Yeah. The worst part of the track, like you got to this section and you are just like, just turn and cut it off.
Dude, so the triples that they made like doubles.
Yes.
If you didn't jump them.
Bro, you were hawking them.
Well, so one lap, I jump it first lap. Next lap, I'm like, okay, just be smart.
Yeah.
I roll it. I almost ate crap rolling it in the bottom. It's so deep in the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm like, screw that. I'm jumping this thing every lap. So I jumped it after that. But the bottoms of those, and then, dude, where the whoops were, where they knocked them down for practice.
Yeah.
That straightaway was probably the hardest part of the track. It was so.
The whoop straightaway,
Dude,
the rollers.
it was just a straightaway. It was just barely anything. Because think like if the floor was here, when they knocked the whoops down, there was like this much dirt on top, and it was just soft. So dude, it would just be like this.
It was like
rust,
bottomless.
Dude. It was like quicksand going through it.
Bro, after the race, I did my race recap.
Yeah.
Grant Harlan was still stuck on there. I did an interview with him on the track.
I'm telling you, that straightaway was the hardest part of the track. It was so hard.
Well, shit, Kyle, bro. We appreciate you. Thanks for the interview. High five on the night. We'll see you in Philly.
See you in Philly.
Anything else?
Oh, it's all good. I'm enjoying it. I'm fun. Like I said, bummer on the night for me not finishing or once in the main, but I'm having fun. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Peace.
Thank you.
Track talkers, dude. What up, bro? Just in second place. No big deal.
No big deal, dude. It was it literally feels. I mean, the thing is, tonight was about survival, and it's like,
dude, it was not about survival. Maybe like at your level, it's survival. But dude, you guys were ripping for that track. Obviously, normal people look at it, they're like, why are they going so slow? But dude, you were going fast.
Dude, I'm telling you, when you're able to do a little double, you're like, okay, land in the next rut. Like that's, it was tough.
Okay, talk to me about the heat race.
Yeah, dude, it was had a pretty good gate pick for the from qualifying. And yeah, it was like, hey, this is my start gate. I need to do a start like I know how to do it, and I knew that the start was going to be pretty slimy. But it's like I try to just forget about the mud and do a start like you normally do a start. And dude, I ripped the whole shot there, and yeah, being able to jump stuff on the first couple laps, like that was like huge. Yeah. So yeah.
I mean, huge.
Yeah.
What did you go tire choice? Was there a scoop option, or did you just go regular tire to get off the grate?
Yeah, I was on the standard tire, and we cut like the back sides.
Yeah, everybody's doing that.
A couple.
Just to get like a little more room.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
That was. It seems like it's. I don't know if I just walked into that, but like it seems like everybody has a tire cutter, and it's just that's the scenario, right?
I think it's because for me, like a hard pack track.
Yeah.
I don't really care to groove my tires.
No, me neither.
I don't. It's not like that's gonna make or break. So it's like, but in the mud, it's like I don't necessarily. The track was actually too hard to run a scoop.
Dude, it was.
The jumps were like super hard. The start straight, it was the slop sitting on top.
Yeah.
But you were riding on the hard base, and so it was way too hard for a scoop. And yeah.
Okay, San Francisco, Boston.
Yeah.
Which one?
Honestly, that's tough. Dude, this stuff here was so sticky. Like,
sticky.
The thing is, when in San Francisco, I was able to stand up a lot. It's like you're rolling through.
Yeah.
Here, dude, my lower back right now and my hips, dude, they're aching because my feet, the dirt was so sticky that it was like my feet were stuck to my pegs.
Yeah.
But it's like I couldn't get them off. It was almost easier for me to drag my legs.
Yep.
But it's like then you're not doing much of anything either.
Yes,
so,
totally.
Dude, it was super sticky. Like where they flattened the whoop section, that was literally one of the hardest sections.
Yeah.
Because it was like we just kept digging it deeper. And it's like, dude, how is this stuff so sticky? And
so deep. Dude, I did an interview with Grant Harlan after the race, stuck in the section.
Yeah.
On his bike.
Oh my gosh, that's
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about the main event, right? Because you got off to a really good start in the main. And there was a point where I'm like, Shane's gonna win.
Yeah.
Shane's gonna win this thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Shane's gonna win this thing. Obviously everybody makes mistakes, and you made a few mistakes. You held it together, but talk about kind of like the beginning of what was your mindset? Was it, I can win, I'm gonna win? When did it change to, okay, I'm just gonna do my laps, or whatever it was? Take us through the mindset of the main event.
Yeah, honestly, it was kind of the same as the heat race. It was like the focus has to be on the start because of what that did in the heat race. It's like you see it with all the races. It's like, all right, try not to get too excited, but now it's like the greats are worse. I was literally praying like, God, just give me traction.
Yeah, just give me something.
It's like, you don't want to think, oh man, do I need to do something different because of the great? And I'm like, God, just give me traction. I'm gonna start just like I normally start, and lean back and shift. And it was pretty good. And I came into the first turn hot, and J Coop was able to kind of squeeze me out. And I think if he didn't do that, I would have been better off. And being able to try to double through some of those, and I got a little bit impatient. And AP got me before I was able to get Justin, and that, I think with AP starting up there, that's like, okay, he's going to be one of the guys regardless.
Without a doubt.
That was something where it's like, okay, I'm just going to follow AP, and I was pretty comfortable there. We were obviously we're not going that fast, but it's like, dude, I'm just like, fast. Hey, I'm gonna follow your lines and do what you do. And I was good till I got stuck. Somebody fell in front of me, and I had to like get off my bike and go around him. And after that, I lost him, and I didn't really know what was going on after that point. It's like, okay, trying to race forward, but I don't know who's behind me. And actually, right after that, Sexton passed me. He went right around me before the finish. Oh, that's right. I remember that. And then we went over the finish, and he got stuck. Yes. And got right back by him. I'm like, okay, well, like, we're good. Just pick it back up and
find that momentum again.
Yeah, and that was something that was really tough because the patience on this track, like at that speed, you want to double stuff. You want to just like go a little bit faster. Yeah. But the thing is, you almost need to completely roll the singles when you're rolling them because you've got to hit the ruts on the backside. So it's like you want to just like start pumping through there, but the ruts aren't straight. So
okay, so a big thing I wanted to talk about, and I talked to Martine about a little bit too, is like you talked about it in the press conference that you thought your career has been a little subpar in the 450 class. You know, I can't disagree with you because we know your talent. We know how good you are. We saw this off season kind of start to make that turn, right? That kind of turned. And then we saw Supercross come, and then it was like some good, some bad, and then kind of creeping better, right? Then now we're 5 rounds ago. We're like, Shane's there again. Oh, Shane's there again. Oh, Shane's there again. And now we pull off this second place in Boston. If you had to like put your finger on, I don't know if you can, but if you had to put your finger on like, this was that turning point, whether it was off season, this season, what would it be?
It's tough because it's been a culmination of things. The off season racing in Australia and Worlds, that was like I loved the bike immediately. It was like working with the suspension guys, like we literally dialed things in straight away. The bike was really good because over there they're the factory team in Australia, and it was like, okay, I haven't had this in a little while. And it was like Australian WSX was like a huge win for me mentally. It was like, hey, I can win this, but also I should win this. So how do I make sure that I win this?
So just the whole mindset shift.
So that was a huge mental hurdle for me to kind of face, and it's like, I can probably win this championship getting second. But it's like, dude, I need the money. 2, I should win, and these guys shouldn't beat me. And so it's kind of, instead of just like being good enough, it's like, no, I'm gonna take a hold of this. And then this year it's been tough because we haven't been in the same position. We almost restarted over here in the States, and that's where being on the 450, different suspension company, and so it's we had to start, but we also didn't have an off season. So it's like we've been testing at the races, but like you said, it's been like steady progress, and honestly, the consistency of me being able to put myself up there and like trusting in the team, and it's like, hey, we're literally. It's like I'm building my rookie year again, and that's what's been fun. Is like I've got a lot of experience, but it's like I've raced all these guys for a long time, and so it's like, dude, I believe that I can beat them, and it's like trying to set the 450 up. It's like my whole career, people have said you can't set the 450 up the same as a 250. Yeah. And I've listened to them.
Is that lies, lies, lies?
Dude, I'm telling you.
Lies, lies, lies.
The more I learn, I'm like, dude, I can set this up just how
this thing can do what my 250 can do.
Yes. And so it's been a big learning curve, and kind of the thing is like being able to grow and having the consistency. That's where switching teams every year and sometimes twice a year, like that's really hard. And right now, like I like the Honda a lot, and I know the Honda, and that's where it's like, okay, we know exactly where we're at. How do we go from here? It's like, boom, just make this change. And at that point, it's like all we need is time. And so we, like this week, I have a shock to take back with me, and we're gonna continue working in the dry, but next weekend it might be muddy again. But the thing is, my bike still needs these changes for when we're dry. So it's like 2-3 weeks, our next dry race, it's like I'm trying to be ready for that.
Totally. Last question for you, Shane. I don't want to let you get out of here, but I don't know, this one just hit home for me when you were talking about it. It's, so you've done WSX before, you know, and you talk about going back to the 250 and that switch of like, okay, I should win this, I should beat these guys. You know, how much of a percentage, because you were doing that before, right? When you were in your 250 career, that was, I felt like that was your mentality when I watched you in your 250 career, was like, I should win, or I should be on the podium, and I should do that. How much of that feeling do you give a percentage of like almost reigniting your 450 career, of like switching back to the 250, realizing, getting to that mindset, knowing what that mindset is once again, and having that feeling so close to Anaheim?
And honestly, I think really with that, last weekend was tough for me, because it was like I rode terrible, and literally it was almost all mental. And I haven't had that in a long time. And so it was like, it was so clear, and I was like really frustrated. It's like, dude, I've been really working on my mentality. Really, but the thing is,
it was like a moment where you were like, holy shit, mental actually makes a difference, and I can feel this, and you connected it. And
that's where I think just this off season, really, it was like the light bulb moment. But the thing is, last year I rode 3 different teams. Like I raced 40 races.
Wild.
And
you did, that's right.
40 races last year.
Oh my gosh.
And so, but the thing is, like, just the constant like show up. It's like, hey, I'm just gonna do the best I can with what I have, and that's kind of where it's been since I went to the 450 class. It's like, well, I've got a 6-month deal here. This team folds here.
Whatever the case
last
might
minute,
be.
like 2 weeks before I won. Oh, sweet! I'll
cool. Let's go.
I'll
ride
get on this bike, and then getting let go last year, and showing up 2 weeks later on a different bike that I just got on, and so it's,
dude, so gnarly.
It's been a culmination of things that have helped kind of pave the way to that. But then this year in Australia, it was like Yariv has really kind of helped me. Like, dude, you're there. Like, I don't know what more you want. Like, it's literally there. You just have to physically take a hold of it, and that's something that as a Christian I've always struggled with. Was like, I believe that God gives us things, but
1000%.
We still have choices, and it's like tonight, it's like I show up and it's like I'm confident in the mud. But am I gonna hope that other people make a mistake and, hey, cruise it in for 4th, 5th, like, sweet, that's a good race, or am I gonna be like, all right, God, like I'm gonna step into the unknown here, and I don't know what I'm capable of, but it's like help me believe that I'm able to do that. And so that's where it's like it's a mental, physical, and spiritual like aspect to this that they've all got to be there, and that's something that I'm really learning. Yeah,
that's really sick. Hey, we can only give you opportunity, right?
That's right.
Track talkers.
Right. Track talkers.
Peace. You.
Thanks.
Dirt Bike Depot, baby. Gage Linville, dude. Are you stoked or what?
Oh, dude, I'm on cloud 9 right now. It's insane how the feeling. I can't really describe it. Can't really tell you how it is, but it's insane.
Okay, Pats. Do we think we got like a little bit of like good juju with the Pats?
100%.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Is that like, do we have to do that at every round now?
Oh yeah,
or?
we got Saquon coming out the next round.
That's amazing,
No,
bro.
we actually don't have Saquon. he said it's like a payment fee. These Pat guys, they're
dude,
chill though, dude.
We got that Dirt Bike Depot money, baby. We got the Dirt Bike Depot money, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I love it. Okay, take us through the night, bro. Okay, press conference. We're talking about we might not race because we got to preserve the bike.
Yeah, that conversation.
This is
did
real.
come up.
Hey, this is real talk though. I remember being a privateer, riding race to race, and it's like, dude, okay, I go out there, I'm gonna ride in this mud. I know my clutch is fried. I know my motor's gonna heat up, which means a couple rounds later my bike's gonna blow up. This is a real conversation.
Oh, dude.
And then we go out and we race anyways. Talk us through it, dude.
Before we go to the gate, let me restart. At the beginning of the day, my dad told me, he's like, hey, if it's super muddy, like, you gotta save your bike. Like,
bro, that's the typical dad pops off.
Absolutely. He goes, if you mess your bike up now, he goes, you have nothing to race these last 3 rounds. And I'm like, kind of got a point.
Yeah.
So, God's like, oh, it's not bad. Like, I'm telling him, because he's not here. He's just watching on TV. I'm like, the TV does no justice. Like, it's not as bad as it looks. And
It was
bad. And I did the heat race, and I was like, oh, it looks way worse on TV. And then the main event, like, it's still raining. And I asked him, I'm like, hey, like, do I like for sure need to race this, you think? And he's like, yeah.
well, I was like, hey man, like go out there, get a start. Didn't get a start.
Crash.
I'm like, all right, well, or like I'm sitting there like, oh well, I mean, our night's blown. Like, man, I'm in the headset. I'm like, I mean, well, hopefully we'll get 15th. If he just rides around, if he crashes again, pull him off. Like, that's whatever. We'll save the bike. And then I think you were out to like 12 within like a lap or two, and I was like, damn, like he's moving. Like, all right, like okay. And then guys are just dropping like flies, and sure enough, he ends up in third. We're like, oh my, like you couldn't have, if you would have told me like at the beginning of the year that we would be on the box, like, hey, you're crazy, bro. Like, there's no way in hell. Like, no shot.
Okay, Gage, talk to us about, like, okay, obviously the track is insane, right? We know that. That's like crazy, whatever. That's out the window. That's the simple questions. What about navigating through the riders?
Oh my gosh.
What was the strategy on that? Was it just take it as it comes? Like,
yeah, so depending on where you caught them is, my strategy was if they're on the right, you go left. Like wherever they are, you go opposite track because honestly, I think it was last lap in the first rhythm after the start.
Yeah.
I was right, the guy was left, and he went all the way a lapper. And it almost cleaned me out, and I'm like, but at the time, like they're throwing blue flags, and I don't know if I'm getting lapped or not.
Totally.
Like, okay, well, I can't really blame him because I don't know if we're both getting lapped. Because again, no place what position I'm in. I'm like, well, the finish line is 2 turns away. Like I'm not getting lapped in 2 turns. So
Yeah, totally.
no, it's wherever they are, you try to go to total opposite, especially in conditions like this.
Okay, so coming into the night, I know we talked about how you're like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna race. You talked also about how you're not good in mud, which is a complete lie. Okay, so is this one of those things where even in the morning were you like, hey, you know, this is an opportunity where I can do good tonight? Or was it just like, okay, survive, get some points, this fell into my lap? Was there even a little inkling of like, dude, I can do this if things go my way?
Yeah, so coming into today, I was really skeptic because, again, I've never rode Supercross in mud, and I'm normally not a good mud rider, putting that out there.
Well, I think we squashed that for a lifetime, right? We squashed that for life. Okay.
And after qualifying, I qualified like 19th overall, but I was 6th in A practice, and I'm like,
oh,
I've
okay.
never qualified 6th in A practice.
6th in A practice.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, like maybe I can do pretty good tonight.
Yeah.
And in the heat race, I actually got a really good start and pulled all 7 tear-offs before the finish line. So funny story there. So I came to a stop, pulled my goggles, and I went back to like 12th.
Yeah.
Caught back up to 6th, and I'm like, okay, there's possibility I can get this top 10 tonight. Like I'm feeling pretty good.
We can do this.
And the game plan was, hey, whatever you do, do not crash. People's gonna crash. Like just ride smart, hit your marks, don't do anything stupid, and you can end up in 10th. And I fell in the first turn, so didn't make it far.
Yeah.
But after that, it was not necessarily hit your marks. It was fucking send it. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
Yeah,
we cuss on track talkers.
Yeah, it was fucking send it. You have nothing to lose. You got 20th the last round and DNF the round before, so it's good time to put up or shut up. And no, even to the, I'm glad my mechanic did not tell me what place I'm in, because if he did, I probably would have had a full change of mindset. So, no, I pushed until the very end, and it was sweet to come out in 3rd.
Cool. Okay, we're moving on. I know Philly's a shootout. This is a realistic question. Are you gonna ride 450 or are you gonna do 250 again? Like, what's the plan?
We're 250 all in.
Okay,
especially after tonight.
I love that. Okay, so we're 250 all in on the East-West shootout. Next big question is like, what's the goal for a dry track now? Now that we're on the podium, this is obviously, I was talking about it to somebody else, you know, and it's like, it's a mud race, but dude, it's a Supercross too. So like, a podium is a podium no matter what way you slice it, right? Like, yeah, it was muddy, but all the factory teams and all those guys are still out there. There's not anybody that's not out there. Okay, so that means the skill and talent is there. So do the expectations change of getting a top 10? Is it now a top 5? Is the turning point just more confidence in yourself? What's going through your mind going forward the rest of the season?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be lying if I said I don't want more than a top 10 now, especially after tonight. Like you said though, you know, it's a mud race, but at the end of the day, I rode the same track the rest of the 21 guys rode.
This is a Supercross. The books are the books.
We're the best 22 guys in the country racing. And at the end of the day, you have to be good in all conditions, and so I'd be lying if I said I didn't want more than a top 10 now. You know, on a dry track, obviously it was a mud race. Some things fell in my favor, and I don't want a podium, you know, with people crashing, but at the end of the day, like you said, we're the best 22 guys in the world. I'm fucking taking it, you know, how
Absolutely.
It comes. So, no, I want to shoot for more than a top 10 on a dry track. You know, I want to prove that I'm not just a good mud rider now. I want to be there on the dry track too. So.
What's last question for you? What's if you had to pinpoint something, if you had to give yourself something to be able to make that jump to that top 5, top 10 every week on a dry track, what do you think you're missing?
That send it speed. Simple as that. I mean, my technique's good. I'm good on the bike. I have to unlock a little more raw speed, and when I unlock that raw speed, I think it becomes a little more comfortable, and I can do it for longer. And I think that's just what I'm missing. Got to get a little sketchy.
Yep. How much speed? Like, do you need a second? You need 2 seconds?
Really, I think like if I can get a second, I think that puts me in 7th, 6th or 7th over the weekend. Normally qualifying, I'm normally 13th, 14th place guy, I want to say.
Yeah.
You know, that margin from 6th to 7th to 13th, 14th is normally right around a second. And I think, and at the practice track, like I'm right there. So it's just translating it to the races. So once we figure that out, I think we'll be good.
Okay. I know I'm breaking this down, I'm dragging this out, but I love to do this stuff with, you know, the kids that I work with and just in myself. So we whittled it down to, okay, we need speed. Now we whittled it down to, we need a second. Yep. Now we whittled it down to, we got it at the practice track. Yep. Okay, so where's that second coming from at the race?
Honestly, I think it's in my head. I think I have all the capabilities to do it. It's just changing my mentality to let's fucking get it done now. And it's not time to, it's time to go all out. We have 4 rounds left or 3 rounds, whatever it is, and it's time to take all the risk we have. So I haven't been fully there, and it's time to flip that chapter and let's go. So
Gage Linville, podium guy, baby. Depot, let's go. Beta Motorsports team manager. We're here, track talkers. CARLEN, GARDNER. Dude, take us through the night.
It was hectic. That was a little bit wild. It was good. Qualifying, you only get one qualifier, so we were trying to go over our dotting our I's and crossing our T's on making sure the bikes made it to the practice to qualify.
Yeah.
Mitch qualified 6th. And
which he's been kind of doing lately, right?
That's 3 6s in a row.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, we were talking about it, 3 6s in different conditions. So that's pretty solid.
That is solid. That's really solid.
No, he's been ripping. And then Benny qualified 11th. They both did 2 laps, got a qualifying time, and sat and waited, and we pulled them off. So, and then waited for the night show, and it just kept raining, which we were wanting it.
Oh, really? So we were stoked. Even team manager stoked on the rain.
Yeah. No, we were wanting it bad.
Okay.
Mitchell had been talking that he could win a mud race, so we were looking forward to it. And yeah, I mean.
Oh, so Mitchell said we could win.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So it was. We were excited and got off the heat. Bikes went good. We just changed a few parts and made sure everything was locked in.
Yeah.
And then I was ready for it. I was glad they kind of shortened the races. It was pretty gnarly. It was a survival even for 12 minutes.
Yeah.
But gosh, Mitchell jumped into 6th and then fell the next lap. And then fell maybe 1 or 2 more times. And
which was stuck. Pretty soon in the main, right? It was like halfway, maybe a little bit in front of halfway.
About 3 laps in.
Yeah, so pretty quick.
Yeah.
Not that quick because the laps were so long, but definitely on the front half of the main.
Yeah, so he jumped in a lap later. He fell 2 more times and then got stuck.
Oh.
So that was super unfortunate. Benny came off the start straight, was messing with his goggles, and he took his goggles. He stopped in the rhythm, messed with his goggles, and then just took them off. So I radioed to his mechanic, Anthony, have some goggles ready, and he rolled around in last until he got to the mechanics area and never took his hands off the bars. Anthony
rolled around in last.
It was dead last. Pulled in the mechanics area. Anthony threw goggles on him without him taking his hands off.
No way.
And then went to work.
Wow. So we got the goggle change. We had the telepathic thing going where we knew we needed goggles. He pulled in, didn't pull his hands, no wetness on the grips.
No, executed.
It worked, right?
No, it worked great. So he went to work and got up to 7th. I came back afterwards, and I don't know if I can cuss on here, but
of course you can.
I called him an asshole. So it's like, dude, how are you gonna come up to 7th, being last on the first lap? Like that's like a podium ride there. If you just freaking stop on the first lap.
That could have been a podium ride.
But
wow.
That's Beta's best finish, and so survived. Yeah.
That's why we're here, right?
That's Beta's best finish.
Okay. So, but not Benny's best finish, right? What's Benny's best finish? Didn't he podium or did he wad up in Salt Lake that night? 6th?
6 is his best one.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay, either way, Beta Motorsports, 7th place. Yeah. What does that mean for you guys as a whole, as a company, as a, you know, and you guys aren't newer dirt bikes, but obviously you're newer to Supercross. We know that. What does that mean for you guys as far as like sponsorship, as far as team chemistry, everything?
It's huge. We're a small team. We're a small company. Second year racing Supercross, but we're not a new racing team.
No, totally.
Yeah,
totally. I meant Supercross only.
Yeah, a lot of great guys on our team, but second year racing. So this is only 16 months into the bike development still.
Wow.
So I was a mud race, but it tests the limits of a motorcycle, so to make it through is part of the challenge.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
But Benny's been on a roll. I mean, he got 10th and then a 9th and now a 7th, so he's kind of keeping the ball rolling. And no, it's huge for us. It's huge for our little company and the family-owned Italian brand.
Yeah.
But I'd like to get both of them in the top 10 really bad. That would be
which is doable. Which is very doable.
Mitchell just he's got to keep a couple mistakes out, and he's right there.
So obviously one of the big questions I want to ask, being a new brand, right? You're coming into, not a new brand, coming into Supercross new. You have been through the ringer with last year, one of your riders last year. That was a tough transition, you know what I mean? But now this year, you come into Supercross, you hire a new guy, Mitch, and all of a sudden, Beta is 6th in qualifying. You got Benny Bloss in top 10. What's been the biggest hurdle for you as a team manager, for the riders, for making the track? the one of the facilities in Paso Robles, right? Like, what has been that thing that's like, dude, this came together to finally get it here? Has it been more the bike development? Has it been the riders? What's going on?
Just the constant never quit attitude of every single one on our team.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone will probably say the same, but I mean, with Brian and the mechanics, and there's like, doesn't matter.
Brian, say what's up.
Doesn't matter how good we think the bike is.
Yeah.
Brian's always recommending something else, or the mechanics are recommending something else to the riders, and and luckily for my bosses, they let us kind of experiment with some things.
Wow, that's cool.
So it's constant work, and I think it just the riders start to see it, obviously, and it creates confidence. And then once one result happens, it snowballs. So, and even now, I mean, we're talking about how to even make them better again, because it's just we're 16 months into a Supercross team.
Wow.
To where there's so much left on the table.
16 months.
There's so much left on the table to what we can do. So it's just constant work, and the riders seeing that, and then just them doing their job on the backside too.
Yep. That was a very team manager answer, which I love it. I love it. But at the same time, I know racing, I know testing, okay? Is it more of the suspension package? Is it the motor package? What were you guys specifically working on per rider to get them in a comfortable spot?
I'm gonna be completely honest. Up until 2 rounds ago, the bike was 85% the same as last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's almost just like an effect of like the boys got to ride the bike, get used to it, put the laps in. So has it been more of a change of confidence in the riders and them believing in their equipment? Or?
Well, Benny having the breakout rides last year, he did,
which was huge.
Helped a lot, you know. And then during my negotiations through the off season and talking with Mitch and getting him out and riding it, he, you know, I'm young. I don't have a ton of credibility in this position. Yeah. So it just takes my word versus their feeling of matching up for the confidence to really happen. So I mean, I think we just gelled well with Mitchell when he came out, and he trusted Brian and Bryce, our suspension guy, and Taylor and me, and it took 2 or 3 days of changes for what he was saying out of his mouth versus what we were feeding him as far as testing wise. It clicked. It clicked right away, and we had 2 or 3 testing days, and he was like, dude, whatever you guys recommend, I'm on board with from now on. Wow. And so Benny is just time. He just wants repetitiveness and consistency, and we change a few things like a link and a little bit of a stiffer shock, but overall same thing. And it's just laps for these guys of what these other teams are able to accomplish early on. Yeah. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they miss. But and we got lucky with the same motorcycle too. But it's just
that's very true.
Building blocks, building the base to that pyramid.
Yep. Okay, last question. I'm gonna let you go. Dude, I've known you for a long time, Carlen. This is a big role that you have at Beta as team manager. What are some of the things that you've had to learn and change, you know, as your character or yourself, to be able to go from, okay, I'm the rider side of things, where it's almost like it is what it is. You complain. I want the bike better. I want this. I want that. Now you're the team manager on the other side of it. You got to communicate with Beta and go, hey, you know, we want to try this. We want to do this. You have to kind of have this balancing act between the manufacturer, between the riders. What's the biggest thing you had to learn as a team manager to get yourself to this point?
This might be harder to explain, but basically running your own team your way under the rules of my bosses as well. Yes. If it's not your direction and you believe in that direction and you're just doing what you're told, it will not match. It will not gel. Yeah. What you're saying to my guys and my crew chief and our mechanics, it doesn't gel, right? Like, I had to learn the rules of the company. Excuse me. And then how to make it my own. Yep. You know, how can I make it my own, and how it works for our riders and myself, and the timing and the bike parts we need and the logistics, and it was a big jump, but that honestly I didn't get that until about 6 to 8 months ago, and I've been here almost 4 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, to really get it to gel, even with the off-road stuff, 'cause I oversee all the off-road racing as well, and we had.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I oversee all the off-road stuff as well, but I have 2 West and East managers that oversee their divisions.
Okay.
So we won 2 championships in Works and Hare and Hound last year.
Nice.
Again, thanks to Brian White. Once he
Yeah.
came on board and he created his ECU system for us, and
Yeah.
we were able to control our bikes a little bit more. And again, I started doing things that I wanted to do in my
Yeah.
form.
Yep.
It
Your
just started-
formula.
Yeah,
Yep.
it just started clicking. So we just got a few things to get better on, like the GNCC stuff, and we're
Yeah.
getting there. Josh Strang runs that whole program over
Awesome.
there, and we have a shop in North Carolina. But that's just mainly it, is getting to do it my way.
Yep.
And within means of what I'm supposed to. I think that's the hardest thing I had to achieve, and it just recently happened.
Yeah. Wow. Well, congratulations. Beta's best finish ever. Beta Motorcycles, 7th place in Supercross. Let's
night.
go. Track Talkers.
Appreciate
Peace.
it.